I'm going to process a couple of additional sales under different clients just to be able to demonstrate the reporting capability of the sales reporting capability pinpointed to specific clients. And to do so, I'm going to make a couple of sales. Now we know we've recorded a couple of sales against that client, Cistervino Adriano, and I'm going to record a couple of sales under another client. So I can go in here and do an F1 to log in into the system, and then ADRI, then normal sale, F1, and then from normal sale I'm going to select this time a different client. So CAT tab has picked up this client here, Paolo Cattaneo. At this point I go to adding the product that I'm selling, WC tab, enter, and I'm now going to process basically against this client some Prada, for example, and because this client doesn't have discount, the Prada should be coming in SPR at the full price this time, 270 for example. That one goes back in, and in fact is full 270 this time, no back office discount. And then I can simply go and say add another Prada, SPR tab, 262.50, enter. Okay, the items are in 262.50. I can then finalize this sale and just simply collect it American Express by hitting the A key, and now I'm going to process another sale just to a generic client, basically without even selecting the client. So I'm going to go and do ADRI and normal sale, and then just go straight to adding the product, RG3 tab, pick up this item 3670 and also 3760, and then go to SPR again for Prada, 270, that's in as well, 4030, 270, and then F12 to finalize, and then end. Okay, we need to collect some money, that's correct, so we go to Diners, end. Okay, having done this, we can go straight to reporting now, and so I can leave the USM, go straight to my end of day, and if I go into one of the report, for example, let's say that we do a report by brand, and I then say a date range, which I will leave today's date. I can isolate the branch drawer. I can say I want to see it analytic because we've only got a few transactions, 4 transactions for the day. So supplier, we can filter all the sales made of items that we have received from specific supplier, all specific catalog sales, or all specific sales belonging to a certain client. Now if I go here under the specific client and say, for example, that I only want to see the sale, actually I leave it empty at the moment because we want to see all of them, so we do green tick, okay, print preview, okay, so we can see that we've sold these 9 items, we've sold 6 Prada today, 2 rings and 1 watch, and that's the total that we've sold. This one here displays us for us the cost price, the discount given at the point on those items, the cost price, the net cost price, the gross profit in dollar made on those items, and the gross profit margin in percentage made on those items. Now that that's been worked out, I mean the data here might not be perfectly correct because I might not have exact correct costing and selling price on these items, but having said that, if we go to being a sample data file, if we go now, we can see all of the items, no filter applied. If instead I go and say, okay, I only want to see the items sold to a specific client, so I can now go in here and say sales by brand, again, only today's date, analytic, but the client that I want to filter is CIS ADR123, so I've given the client code of that specific client. If we now redo our dialog, we can see that now we can only see the 4 items sold specifically to the client, and not only in that day range, which is today, but otherwise we can open the date range and we can filter items that come from a specific supplier. So at the moment we've got the Prada and the ring, for example, and we can see that obviously we've sold to this client the 4 items. Okay, so if we go in here now and we reselect sales by brand, but this time we isolate the supplier to Prada, for example, as a supplier, and then we say CISADR123 analytic, and we will see now that when we go and have a look at this report, obviously the only items sold in that date range today to that client from this supplier are these 3 pair of glasses.